Hello to another episode of Tech Talk. And we always talk about technology in our show, and we always have amazing guests. And today we have Ted, right? How are you, Ted?
Ted, glad to be here. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I've known Ted for a while, and I've always seen him in town, and I approached him about redoing his website for his organization. And what is your organization's name?
Well, For the Love of Paws Senior Citizen Pet Rescue. We're a pet rescue for seniors who can no longer take care of their dogs, cats.
Mm-hmm.
We rescued dogs, we rescued cats, we rescued goldfish, we rescued all kind of critters. Any animal.
Goldfish, really?
We had a senior in his late 80s. He had 34 goldfish in a pond behind his house, and he couldn't take care of them anymore. So we went over and took all 34 goldfish, and we have a farm in Fellsmere, and they're all swimming around in our pond right now.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that.
Well, our mission statement is any senior citizen who cannot provide peace of mind to senior citizens who can no longer take care of their pets when they go into hospice, memory care, nursing home, and assisted living.
So how long have you been doing this?
Since we started in memory of my daughter-in-law. My daughter-in-law was Jessica Pankiewicz. She was 32 years of age, and she unfortunately died of an autoimmune disease called Devix. And it was her lifelong dream to start For the Love of Paws. She had picked out the name, she had a business plan.
Right.
And she wanted to start a pet sanctuary. Like a lot of people say, if I ever hit the lottery, I'm an animal lover, I ever hit the lottery, I'm going to open up a sanctuary for animals. And that was her lifelong dream.
Right.
And after she unexpectedly passed away from this autoimmune disease,
Oh,
I said to my son a year afterwards, I said, Jess always wanted to do this, you wanted to do this, let's do this in her memory, and that's how we got started. But we started it to take care of senior citizens because I managed a retirement community for 7 years in Sebastian. And one of the problems we had in the retirement communities was seniors going into hospice, memory care, nursing homes, and not having anybody to take care of their pet. And one of the biggest things in their mind was, who's going to take care of my beloved pet when I can no longer? So we started taking care of seniors' pets, and that's how we got started in 2014. Wow. We got our IRS certification in 2015 and been growing by leaps and bounds since.
Wow. So you have also the store, right? You have that one also?
Well, we started in our we started very small in our garage, and from there we got a 3-room, about 150 square foot room in a community building behind Fellsmere City Hall. We were there for 18 months, and then we rented a 2,000 square foot warehouse at 12198 County Road 512 in Fellsmere. And when we did that, we ran it to Senior Resources in Indian River County, who does the regular Meals on Wheels for seniors, helping them feed them. And they found out that a lot of the seniors had pets, and they were feeding the pets with the hot meals that were being delivered before they fed themselves. And they'd asked us, could we help them with pet food? And I said, absolutely. And that started our Paws Meals on Wheels program. And right now we're supplying 20 locations with dog food and cat food or any kind of critter food that's needed.
Right.
And we actually give away over 15,000 pounds of pet food.
15,000 pounds?
15,000 pounds of pet food every single month now.
Wow, that's a lot. And you also have he has a really nice thrift store. I actually went there myself and found some really cool stuff, including a big mirror.
And give our plug for the thrift store, 931 12th Street in Vero Beach, right on the railroad tracks, the big long blue building.
Go there.
And every Thursday it doubles as a pet food pantry for local people in the area.
Right. So when it comes to technology, obviously to get your message out to people, you've been using social media, right? You're quite active on that.
We have, and it's been a boon for us. And I've told many, especially smaller nonprofits, that social media is the way to spread the word, to get your name out, and not only to get your name out, just to spread your programs and what you do. We have a lot of senior citizens. We have a lot of people who found us on social media because we besides our Paws Meals on Wheels program, we have a Precious Paws veterinary fund that we pay vet bills for senior citizens.
Oh wow!
We also have a free spay and neutering program for seniors, veterans, and disabled. And the whole biggest thing is getting the word out to let people know. Social media has been a fantastic method of source of getting the word out to let people know what we do.
And it's mainly Facebook, Instagram.
Instagram, the website, which you're redoing for us. I mean, mine was the pictures and they.
Well, I mean, his website is good, but it was just a little too much information. So we're going to boil it down to something more organized, and also have some forms on there. We can fill out donation forms and stuff like that.
Well, that was the biggest thing. Like right now, our old website, which is basically a blog where we just start at the top. We just put pictures after pictures and events after events, and it served our purpose for the time. But now we're at a point where we've been growing by leaps and bounds. We have over 1,500 residents that are clients of ours right now.
That's amazing.
When you're talking about going on technology, we use a client management program. We use a donor management program, and that's been fantastic help to keep track of, basically
Right.
keep track of what we do.
Right. And we also talked about adding a shopping cart system to your website, so
We
you
do,
can actually
because
be able to put your stuff on there for
The thrift
for
store,
the thrift store. Yeah.
we have a 6,000 square foot thrift store. In
Right.
fact, the thrift store was just an afterthought. We were looking for a South County, Indian River County location for our pet food pantry. Because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people can't afford to go out to Fellsmere, couldn't travel, don't have transportation.
Right.
And we were looking in the area, we found this large store, and somebody said, why don't you open a thrift store along with the pet food pantry? And that's how we got started.
Nice.
And we're going into our 4th year right now. And it actually supports about 70% of our expenses.
Wow. That's amazing.
Plus, it also gets the word out to a lot more people on,
Yeah.
on our programs that, because we just don't only rescue dogs and cats from seniors, but like, so we have the Precious Paws, the Paws Meals on Wheels, the spay and neutering program. Last year we did over 100 dogs and cats that we spayed and neutered for free,
Wow.
which includes vaccinations and also includes a microchip. So it's really been great for seniors, veterans, and disabled and low-income families. And keeping track of everything is where we need, the computer, we need social media,
Yeah.
to get the word out, and also just so we know what we're doing.
Right.
Because we've gone a long way from just starting off in the garage.
Right. And we try to help you and support you as much as you can in your cause. I think it's really cool.
Well, yeah,
It's a
you
really nice
have,
thing,
and
so.
and just doing our website is going to be fantastic for us, because especially just the forms, that's one of the biggest problems.
Right,
Keeping
right,
track
right.
of paperwork.
Right. And nowadays, if you have a good cause and you want to get the message out, social media is definitely the way to go. We all know that printing media is pretty much gone. Nobody prints anything anymore, flyers and stuff like that. That really doesn't do anything. But also, technically, if you have something you want to put on the web and make a website, like we design websites, we do shopping cart systems and SEO, marketing, stuff like that. Nowadays, it's not as complicated anymore as you think it is. So adding actually a shopping cart system to a website like yours, it's actually quite simple.
Well, that's going to be a tremendous help to
Yeah.
us, bringing in a lot more funds, and also to get the word out, because we have a lot of things that come into the thrift store that are saleable, and then we just have to try and find out what it is, and once we find out what it is, we can put it on the marketplace, and that's going to be a fantastic opportunity for us to increase sales.
Right. Because he will be able to walk around, or his employees walk around with their phones, their own personal phones, and when they have a new item, they can basically just take a picture of it and post it right on the website as an item with the price, and that's it. You don't have to carry the item back to the desk or somewhere and scan, take a picture. You do everything through your phone. So it's very, very
And the
simple
nice thing
nowadays.
about it is, like, the thrift store gets everything in from teapots to cannons. I mean,
Cannons.
we got a cannon in 2 years ago,
Oh.
one of the old deck cannons from the 1850s.
Wow.
We wound up selling it for over $2,000.
Wow.
So we never know what we get in. There's collectors of everything, whatever you can imagine. There's a collector of, like,
Right.
this guy that bought the cannon. He was a cannon collector,
Uh-huh.
and he had about 20 or 25 cannons in his collection.
Wow.
And he just found us, luckily, word of mouth through a friend that he found us. But putting things online with the thrift store is going to be tremendous help for us.
Well, if you ever get any old computers in, I'm talking old ones like 70s and 80s computers, let me know, because we collect those.
Wow.
So we actually have quite a museum at the ACT Computers. When you walk in, once you walk in our showroom, you can see we have almost everything there, from Spectrum Sinclair to an Atari to Commodore 64, and a lot
Wow.
of cool old stuff. And it's actually getting worth something, amazingly. We never thought old computers would be worth something, because we used to throw them out by the bucket load. And
we
now
get,
actually,
we get quite a few used, we get a lot of used computers. We get a lot of used printers in all the time, but we don't know what to do with them.
yeah, printers are a bit of a problem. Nowadays when it comes to printers, especially inkjets, they're pretty much a throwaway item, because once they dry up, you can't find parts, and fixing them costs more than buying a new one. That's why you have so many of them out there floating. If you get a laser printer in, that's a different story. But inkjets, nah, not so much. But no, it's really, really amazing what you do there. We actually used to be close, not close, but neighbors living in Sebastian. I drove by a house almost every day in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And then we had the American Muscle Car Museum fundraiser last
Yes,
December.
yes,
where
very
we helped
nice thing, too.
That computer helped us out tremendously.
Yeah.
So we can't thank you enough. I said, I've helped talk to a number of small nonprofits, and I tell them, refer them to you. But I also tell them that, to get in running a nonprofit, especially a small rescue, you have to get word out to let people know what you're doing, and
Right.
you got to keep the lights on, and you have to have support, and you have to 50% of your
course.
time has to be devoted to
Right.
getting your word out, letting people know what you're doing, and social media and computers is the best way to do it.
I always thought, we all live in the same community. We have to support each other, obviously. Especially businesses have to support each other, and nonprofits benefit from that too. And I always thought, I'd rather support a local community and charity, and then giving money away to a lot of advertising companies and stuff like that, because you get benefit from it. I benefit from it too, and it's a great, relationship
we
like
do
that.
we do a lot of networking. We met
Right.
you. I met you at a number of networking events.
Right.
And we started. I always said networking is great, but networking works when you continually develop relationships.
Yeah, you got to go. Yeah.
And you keep on going to these networking. In fact, you should get these networking events should be so successful that you should get so busy that you don't have time to go to networking events. That's the way we've actually been lately. Because we've been lately, because of the economy, the inflation, we've been getting more calls from people that we've never gotten calls from before, saying that they've been in never been in the situation that they're in right now because of the cost. Well, they talk about inflation being up 7 or 8%. Pet food's been actually gone up 25-30% in cost.
Yeah.
In fact, we buy between $500 and $800 worth of dog food and cat food every single week to make up for what's not donated.
Yeah, I know how expensive it is to have pets. I used to have 3 cats, and one was overly fat.
If you want another cat, we always have cats.
Oh no, okay.
More seniors have more. or anybody out there wants a cat? PawsMealsOnWheels.org,
Yes.
539-2417. We have cats, and cats.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm done with that, but no, I really
That's where the
support the
website's
cause.
going to help out. The website's going to help out a lot too with the adoption for cats, because right now our website
Really?
doesn't have any
That's pretty good.
pictures of cats. So
Good idea.
hopefully in the website we can start listing all the cats we have for adoption.
Because if you think about it, once the vet bills also they add up. I had one that had almost like a brain problem, so we actually took him over to in Melbourne. We took him to a brain specialist, a cat,
I know.
and checked him
That's
out.
amazing.
And that was like $1,500 right there. So it can get expensive,
Well, that's why we started our Precious Paws Veterinary Fund. We had an incident about 2 years ago which caused us to start the fund, where 2 seniors had an elderly dog that was 16, 17 years old. They had it since it was a puppy, and it was last stages of life, and they couldn't afford to take the dog to the vet to have it euthanized, so they were just hoping it would pass during the night, and they went through 3 or 4 nights like that, and when the dog did pass, they called us up, and me and my son went down, we picked it up, we thought it had it cremated, brought the ashes back. We said, how many other seniors are in a situation like that where they can't afford even end of life euthanization for their pet?
That's bad. Yeah.
So we started this vet. In fact, last year we spent over $30,000 in helping people pay for vet bills.
That was really amazing.
And what we do right now, any senior citizen, any veteran, anybody that's disabled, or any low-income family, we'll pay up to $150 for initial examination.
Wow.
And then from there, it's case by case after that.
So you're doing so many things. It's really time to get that all organized on your website. That's very important.
Absolutely, and that's where our computer's going to be coming in to get us organized and get us more.
We'll do that.
Instead of just a blog or just like a bulletin board, which has been successful for us to a point, but we have to get organized to the point, like you said, with the forums, different programs, so people can go on our website. 'Cause I've had some people say the website's great with showing us what we've done, but trying to navigate our different programs are having a difficult time.
Yeah.
And that's where we hope you're going to come in and help us do this.
We'll do that definitely. My company, as you know, we've been in Vero Beach for almost 28 years. We have 9 technicians right now. And we also do websites and SEO and a lot of different other things that people don't know, including 3D printing. We just started that recently on a commercial grade, so we actually can print something real.
Wow.
So I actually have something for you. I'm going to bring by your place. I'll be 3D printed. It's actually your logo. And you can put it on your door. It looks really nice.
Very good.
So anyway, again, how do people get a hold of you, Ted?
Our website's easy. Our website and our new website, when it comes up, PawsMealsOnWheels.org. Our phone number is 772-539-2417. Just hit extension 5, and I answer the phone all the time. And we have a great group of volunteers, and anybody wants to volunteer for the thrift store or for our pet food pantry, we bag over 700-800 Ziploc bags of dog food every single week. We have people that deliver. We do home delivery for senior citizens, and I said all this we need to keep track of. And I said that's where our website and the computers come in handy.
And how do people find you on Facebook? What does it look for?
Facebook is Paws Meals on Wheels is our group page. For the Love of Paws is our regular page, or my personal page, Ted S. Pankiewicz Sr.
Right. And we will link all his information, all what he just said, on the bottom of this page, on the comments. And again, thank you for watching. Thank you, Ted, for coming.
Oh, I appreciate all your help.
Very
Thank
welcome.
you so much.
Yeah. And if you need anything done with computers, we are there for you 24/7. And we also have a special on the bottom of the comments that gives you free shipping on a gaming computer. And thank you so much. Goodbye.